How you guys doing? Good. First question.
Congratulations, DC. Told you the Garden was a special place. Did you feel that tonight?
It felt good, you know. A lot of cheers, a lot of people supporting me. It was very nice. Yeah. You walk into the Garden and you feel the championship history of the building, and I enjoyed performing here. I loved it.
You had talked about how important this fight was for you to feel like you were the champion. You went out and had a dominant performance. Now, how does it feel coming out afterwards? Do you feel a lot better than you did coming in?
Of course I do. You know, I had lost last time. You know, so now I can actually say I won a fight. You know, I won my last fight, which obviously feels better. And then to experience that again, you know, Dana putting the belt on you, and you know, going out there and just having a performance that you dream of. You dream of doing everything you did in training camp, and it works to a T. And today it did. You know, I felt like I may have had that submission at the end of the first round, but ran out of time and was able to get him back down and get right to the crucifix position and just start to punch and not get too excited to where he got out, but also just hold him there and really just beat on him until the referee had no choice but to stop the fight.
And last thing from me, you had talked about, you know, it's going to be Volkan's time, just not right now. And he came in here and talked about how much he learned from being in the octagon with you, but then he said, I will be a champion. Do you believe him when he says that?
You know, we talked in the back, and I told him, I said, you know, man, great job. You know, you fought hard. He threw everything with so much power and with so much intent to finish the fight. And I could feel his confidence. You know, I could feel his confidence. And if he's able to fight in that way, but shore up the holes that he has, yeah, of course he can become a champion. He's one of the younger guys in the division. I'm 38 years old, and I've said time and time again that by 40 I'll be done. So, you know, even if I was here for another year, I'm sure Volkan, it didn't take him much long. It didn't take him long to get here in the first place. So, I'm sure he can build himself back up to get to a title fight.
Hey Daniel, were you surprised at all by the support out here from the fans out here at the Garden when you came out, and especially after that first takedown? Did any of that surprise you?
It didn't surprise me because I've seen like a little bit of a shift since the last fight in terms of the level of acceptance that I've gotten from the fans. Because although you'll have a whole bunch of some people sprinkled in there that still say stuff, you know, negative, and kind of look past the fact that I may not have gotten a fair shake on a number of occasions, but the vast majority of people are just kind of like, man, this dude has some rough luck, you know? Just as he seems to have gotten past this black cloud in his career, you know, that happened. So I think as core people, it's still good, you know, and I think they may sympathize with me a little bit. And I think that's why you got the cheers and the crowd kind of being as loud as they were. And I really did enjoy it and appreciate it.
Hey, champ. Hey, congratulations. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So you had a pretty awesome couple of words to say about fatherhood at Media Day. And I noticed after the fight you had posted a really nice picture on Instagram with you and your family. Obviously better to get your belt, get a win, but win or lose, can you just talk about how special it is to share these types of moments with your family?
Well, you say win or lose, but like, this was the first time that my children have ever been to a fight. You know, my son and daughter have never watched me compete. My boy says he went when he was a baby because we didn't, you know, back in Strike Force, we couldn't afford a nanny. So we couldn't have anybody watch the kids. So we brought him. And ever since, we've really kind of left him home because of what happened last fight. You know, for my son, who's 6 years old, to see that would devastate him. But I'm 38 years old, and you know, it's time for them to start understanding what Dad does. And I brought them, and they loved it, and they loved every moment of it. And I was able to walk right out of the octagon and grab them and see my wife, Selena, and we get to go to the back and see my mom and my dad. Nothing's more precious to me than family. I mean, I love everything else, and I love, you know, championship belts and everything else, but nothing's more important than family, because without them, I can't do any of this stuff. I had a team dinner last night, and there were 47 people from Louisiana and all around the country to come and watch me fight every single time. 47 people. In Anaheim, we had 75 people at my Friday night dinner. People from Louisiana and all around the country. So I appreciate these people because they uplift me. And they've been doing it since I was 15 years old. When I first started wrestling at the highest level. They've been uplifting me and allowing me to be who I am today.
Thank you.
DC, congrats on that.
Thank you.
What next for you? I mean, is there a name out there? I know you obviously want to enjoy this for now, take some time perhaps, but who do you have your eyes on as a guy that will challenge you next?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know, you know, and you know I'm not above calling somebody out. I've done that time and time again over the course of my career, but it's just like right now it's like I've been through a lot, right? And after getting beat in that last fight and finish for the first time, I've learned to just kind of take it all as it is, like one at a time. Let myself just enjoy the work, because every time I fought, every time I won, it was always get back home and just go like, let me get to the next guy. Let me get to the next guy. Right now, I just kind of want to go home and I got a 7 o'clock flight tomorrow morning to get back to California. Because I get home and I go to the back of my cul-de-sac and I can mow my grass, or I can walk my dog, and nobody's like, they don't care. It's like, hey, DC, good job. Daniel, not even DC, hey, Daniel, good job last night. And all my neighbors go about their business. And I like that. You know, I like kind of just being normal a little bit. I love to fight. I love the adrenaline. I love the crowd. I love the everything. But I'm going to enjoy this next month where I have nothing on the schedule to spend with my family.
One of the reasons I ask is I'm not a guy who likes to stir the dookie, so to speak. But your boss, Dana, apparently said on FS1 on the post-fight show that a fight that he would like to see is you against Stipe Miocic.
Yeah.
Is that anywhere within the realm of possibility for you? Because I know we asked you earlier this week about would you ever go back up to heavyweight?
People have talked about that for a really long time, you know, and I mean, I did fight 13 fights at heavyweight, you know, so, and I hate cutting weight, as you guys all know. I mean, I'm the only guy that gets a rousing ovation every time he steps on the scale and makes weight. Like, guys, he's supposed to make weight. What are you cheering for? But I haven't really thought about it. You know, especially it's hard for me now because Kane's in the gym more. Kane's in the gym now, getting back prepared to do what he does best. So I draw so much from him, right? Kane had a baby about a month ago, and he's here with me right now. I didn't even know. I didn't bother to ask him if he was coming to the fight because I didn't know if it was possible because of the new baby. But Wednesday afternoon, Kane comes in my room with his bags, and he's there for my weight cut. Dude's never sauna in his life. He was shriveling up like a grape. He looked like one of the California raisins by the time we were done with that sauna. But he's there, and I draw inspiration from him. And if he's getting prepared to get that belt back, then I have nothing for that division.
Gotcha.
It'll never change.
DC, how you doing? Hey, congrats. You were talking about Stipe, that kind of talking. You and Stipe both won. You know, the fans come here and they want to see the knockout. You guys won your fights on the ground with your wrestling experience. And what do you, when you can do that to your opponent, do you think that just sucks the energy out of your opponent?
It does. It's discouraging, right? It's very discouraging to have a guy able to hold you down and do whatever, you know, we did to those guys. You know, at the end of the second and third round, Stipe was literally just holding Francis's head down. People don't understand how exhausting it is to try to build your body back up when a 245-pound man is just pressing your head down. The ability to impose yourself on someone is the greatest aspect of wrestling that a lot of people don't understand that's never done it. So, yeah, I mean, I could have stood there with Volkan and fought him. I heard him a couple times in the stand-up. But the path to victory should always be chased in the easiest way. And the easiest way for me, especially after the first round, because when I took him down at the end of the first round and was able to get that choke so easy, I was like, oh man, this is a huge, huge difference in terms of our grappling skill. I said, let's put it back there.
One more thing about Stipe, you know, just being the first heavyweight to win 3 straight title defenses, and you know, just your thoughts about that.
It's very impressive. You know, I said this in the build-up. I go, Francis is a great guy and a great, fantastic fighter, but what's getting lost in this whole deal was that you're talking about a guy in Stipe Miocic that's going to break a record and become the greatest heavyweight champion of all time. And it's very impressive because you got guys like Randy Couture and and Cain Velasquez and Fabricio Verdum and Junior Dos Santos that couldn't get 3 done. You know, that's crazy. That these guys have never done 3 because that division is so dangerous. So for Stipe to do it tonight against the most dangerous opponent that he's had, very impressive. Hats off to him. He's a great guy, great champion. I had a great time with him in Cleveland, learned a lot about him, and nobody deserves it more than Stipe Miocic.
Would you put him number 1 of all time? You said that kind of.
Heavyweight?
Yes.
Tim and Kane. Everybody else is everybody else is kind of just like they're there. But Cain Velasquez and Stipe Miocic are the 2 best heavyweights of all time. And today this fight was built as the biggest heavyweight fight we've had in a long time. The biggest heavyweight fight that we'll ever have is when those 2 guys actually fight each other.
So you would still put him 1A, 1B? Could you put him 1 or 2? Somebody?
I'm never going to say he's better than Cain Velasquez. What are you doing? But he's good. He's just as good. Those guys are even. Yeah, they're just as good.
Thanks, I
It's
appreciate
going to be a great fight.
Hey Daniel. In the post-fight interview with Joe Rogan, you put over Khabib, you put over Kane. Where was the love for your boy Luke?
Luke's I don't know. I was in, you know, the guys were here. The guys were here, that's why I talked about him. You know, I understand that Luke is in the middle of training camp right now, so he can't be here. But I saw Khabib and hugged him right as I left to go to the octagon. I saw Kane and hugged him right at the tunnel before I went to the octagon. So their names popped in my mind. But good try. Luke's my boy. So it ain't gonna happen. Luke's my boy. He texted me right before the fight and said, I love you, brother. Go and do your thing. Because there's no one like you. So there really is no dissension between us and Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold's one of us for the rest of his life. We love him, and as I've said time and time again, you guys don't know what Luke's going through personally in the Bay Area. Very courageous of him to make the move down to Florida because it's hard to leave your comfort zone. It's very hard to leave your comfort zone. And he did that. And I believe that he's going to be better for it. And we're going to be there to support him as much as we can.
For the record, I was about to set you up. Just want to
Yeah, you are.
Just want to give you a platform to give him a shout out, you know, maybe for in the octagon. And just one more question for you. Obviously, John Jones is going to have this hearing next month. Have you got a message for him?
No, I mean, I'm just kind of, I want to see what happens. You know, I think not only I'm just past it right now. Until he's able to do what we want to do, and that's fight, kind of past it. You know, so I'm kind of in a bit of this spot when it comes to Jones. Competitively, all I want to do is fight him again. But at some point, it's just like, man, is it ever going to be just a fight without nothing else? I don't know if I can put myself through that again, you know? I mean, I've done everything right. And I've just been dragged down by this guy constantly. So I'm not thinking about it. I'm going to do my thing for right now.
AGC, congrats on the win, man.
Thank you.
Where do you find the confidence to stand with these, and no disrespect, but you're a little shorter than these guys that you're striking with. Where do you find the confidence to stand with the Volkan and with the Jones?
I mean, it's part of fighting, right? Every fight starts on the feet. I mean, I would love to start in the down position. That would be great for me. If we started in the ground, I'd love to start grappling. But that's not how it works. And you know what the truth is, man, honestly? I feel like I have the greatest coaches in the world. Javier Mendez, Rosendo Sanchez, Rudy Cruz. Those guys in stand-up, I mean, nobody's like them. Javi's a world champion kickboxer. Rosendo was an Olympic alternate. Rudy's a professional boxer. I mean, and then I got these training partners, and Tony Johnson, and Tiago Beowulf, and Frank Munoz. Like, we got these guys that are just high-level guys that train with me every day, and I take confidence from them. With my coaches, I got 2 coaches that drive 5 hours each day to train me 3 times a week. Rosendo drives 2.5 hours each way to train me Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Rudy does it for Fresno on Monday and Tuesday. It's like these guys are making sacrifices. I can call Jav anytime. He's got bad elbows at times because we kick him so hard. He has to hold pads for me, Khabib, Luke, and Kane back to back. But if we call him, he shows up, he holds the pads, and he tries to prepare. So I've got great coaches and a great team. We're the American Kickboxing Academy. you better learn to strike in there, even though I prefer to wrestle.
Thank you. How's your right hand?
My hand is messed up. I broke my thumb in high school, and it's knotted up right here behind the thumb again. So I'm gonna have to go to a doctor on Monday to see what exactly is going on. But I've had enough type of hand injuries to know that something's just not right.
And just one more. In July, obviously, it was emotional. You weren't up here. You've been up here before with the belt. You've done the post-fight press conference. Do you appreciate this a little more after what happened a couple months ago?
You know, I do. I've always appreciated it. I appreciate it every year. You know, like when I was 30 and 31 years old, maybe not so much. But as I start to get closer and closer to the end, I do appreciate it. And I appreciate it from trying to build back from a loss and trying to feel like I had some success in the job that I do. You know, I love to fight. I love to compete. And I was able to get a win tonight. You know, that last time I was in a hospital, right? When the press conference was going on, I was at the hospital. So, if not for anything else, to be able to look at my mom and not see tears in her eyes, and look at my wife and not see a look of confusion, or wake up on Sunday morning and hear my son, who came to the fight for the first time. You know, the whole Jones thing, it sucked. I lost the fight and I got beat. I got my ass kicked. And I cried in the octagon, I cried before I went to bed. But you know what I cried the most was when Sunday morning I'm laying on the couch and my kids are in bed with their mom, and my boy rolls over and he taps his mom, because every time he'd never go to the fights, he wanted to know if his dad won. And you know what I heard at 7:30 in the morning in Anaheim? He tapped his mom and he goes, "Mom, did Dad win?" And she said, "No, Pop, he didn't win this time." And I was laying there, I could hear him, so I got my back to him and I'm crying. And not long after, I feel like my boy behind me hugging me, you know? That was the hurtful thing. So for him to get to experience the other side of it is big for me. And my daughter and my family. It's all family to me. So I appreciate this, but I appreciate them being able to smile tonight instead of shedding tears. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Oh, okay. I see you, Brian. Guys, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right, you guys have a great night.
Francis, obviously things didn't go the way you wanted them to tonight. I'm wondering what you take from a fight like this and a situation like this. What do you learn from this, and how do you sort of move forward after what went on for 25 minutes tonight?
I think tonight I learned that I never learned in this sport since 4 years. I underestimate my opponent, and I discovered some new part of this sport that I ignored about it. And I learned a lot tonight.
Can you maybe comment on perhaps the weight cut? I mean, did it feel? I think people felt like maybe you came in heavier this week than they expected you to. Was that any issue for you leading into this fight?
No, because that wasn't an issue for me, because I think the last time was the same thing, and it's not like I cut away for 1 week or 2 weeks. It was just about 1 day, 4 or 5 pounds total, because I'm around 270 pounds. But that is not the problem. The problem is I underestimate my opponent, and I go too hard for the first round, and it was tough than I thought, So he resists, and he puts down in a best game plan than me.
Do you feel like you will get a chance to see him again down the road?
Yes, obviously. And, I've been for this sport only 4 years, and I know that I'll keep learning and improving. And what happened tonight was I think was the last step for me to learn about this sport, because it's the only thing that I never faced in this sport. 5-round fight, know how to deal with it. This was the first time, and I did a mistake, and that would not happen again.
Hey, Francis, very impressive performance tonight too. Anybody who knows your story understands that you never give up, you never quit, and I think you showed a tremendous amount of heart tonight. Can you just talk about what it means to you to display your heart and your courage in the cage against a very formidable champion?
I came here today to win the fight. I just discovered some new part that I was ignorant about. So I never thought about to quit. Everything, but not that.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Francis, what was your game plan coming into this fight tonight? And as well, you mentioned that you underestimated Stipe's toughness. If you, looking back, what would you have done differently as well?
I think if I look back, I will go slow for the 2 first round. Step back a little bit, save my energy. Look, watch out, be cautious, and move it forward safely, slowly. I go hard for the 2 first round. He was tough than I thought, I think that was the first fight. I thought he would go down for the two first round because I touched him, and thought that he would go down, but he didn't.
Lastly, what did you think of your takedown defense going through the fight from the first to the fifth round?
You know, he had a good game plan tonight. For the very first round, he didn't try to take me down. He went as soon as I start get tired, and that was the moment for you to start to take me down, and that was some of my mistake.
Francis, normally between rounds we see sort of fighters getting iced by their cornermen, and it seemed like you were getting wrapped in towels. I'm just curious as to why you just went with towels instead of ice, really.
Can you repeat it, please?
It seemed like between rounds, you were getting, your corner was putting towels over your body, and normally we see sort of corners put ice. Just why did you guys go with towels?
I don't know. We don't pay too much attention of that. You know, I think towel was enough. That wasn't the problem. You know, that is just some small detail who doesn't count that out.
Francis, do you remember a particular point in the fight? Over here, Francis. Over here. Hi. Do you remember a particular point in the fight where you felt like you couldn't come back?
It was tough, basically after the second round, but you know, even in my mind, I didn't give up. I keep believing, I keep trust, and give up. You know, I might lose this fight, but I give it all. That is the most important thing to me, to give it all. You know, unfortunately, I didn't have the income that I would like to, but I give it all.
Can you describe what your body felt like in the fourth and fifth rounds?
You know, exhausted, tired, but doesn't matter. I was tired after 3 rounds, you know, but mentally I was there, and I give it all.
Last one for me. Did you feel like you had knockout power until the end of the fight, or did you feel at a certain point?
Yes, even at the last round, I keep believing that I can knock it out, but you know, my body doesn't follow my thought. I was a little bit tired and slow, you know, but I knew that I still have those power to knock out. But as I said before, knockout power never is not enough. You know, you need to keep with speed, with others things around to be well-rounded.
Stipe, both of you guys hit each other with some tough shots. Did he put you in trouble at any time?
No, with punch. I mean, he hit me, but I don't think he has a knockout power. He just have a real good game plan and know how to deal with a fight.
After this, what's next for Francis? After this fight, what is next for you? What do you think you're going to do now?
I'm going to do the same thing, keep improving, come back stronger than I was, because I think what I learned tonight was the last piece of my game, was the thing that missed to my game since the beginning. It was the part that I never had the opportunity to learn. So I'm gonna come back and really stronger.
Is there an opponent that you're looking at to get back on top and get another opportunity?
Anyone. I don't have choice for opponent. Anyone. I I can't take Stipe again. I can't take anyone in the division. I think I just have to be me and my staff work about my game plan, and you know, with what I learned today, you probably help me and make it easy for me for the next fight. Doesn't matter who is the opponent.
Hey Francis, over here. This is the first time that you've headlined a pay-per-view, fought for the heavyweight championship. It didn't go your way tonight, but are there any positives that you've been able to take away from this whole experience? What are the positives that you've taken away from this whole experience, the title fight, headlining the pay-per-view?
You know, so the positive should be the belt, but unfortunately I didn't have it. But the positive, the other, if I want to stay positive, I just say I learned more than I did in the last 4 years.
And moving forward, do you think you'll still continue to train out of the Performance Institute, or will you perhaps go to the MMA factory in Paris? What do you think about that?
I think my training was good. It's not about training. I'm not just gonna put anything on course because of one fight. This was a mistake. I think if the first 2 rounds, I know how to manage the fight, I'll take it easy. I just think that I'm gonna knock it out and I go push myself too hard. I think that is the real mistake that I did tonight and will cost me the victory.
And final question for me. Now that Stipe Miocic has broken the title defense record in the heavyweight division here in the UFC, there are some people online that are calling him the greatest heavyweight of all time. Would you agree with that?
He proved it. I mean, I can't say no. He's the first one the first heavyweight to defend 3 times his title. But you know, any record can be broken. And I'm not done yet. I think I'm just that.
Hey, Francis in the back here. Obviously disappointing tonight, but you were able to climb the heavyweight rankings pretty quick. Is the best of Francis N'Gannou still to come?
Of course. I always know that I have a lot to learn, and I still believe that I have a lot to learn. You know, in this sport, a lot of people been doing, a lot of fighters been doing this for a while, and I just doing for 4 years. I don't think in 4 years you can learn what people did in maybe someone for 10, 15 years or for their entire life. You still have to improve double your effort and work harder to follow them. And that is what I'm doing, because I know I was late.
Francis, right here. Stipe had you in the down position for a long time in the fight, long periods in the fight. Did that sap your energy? Did that take a lot of your energy, having him on top so long?
Yes, I think basically when I start the 2 first round too hard, I lose my energy by myself before I give him that opportunity, you know, to stay on top. I give him that opportunity to control the game down, because if I was in shape in the 3rd round, he couldn't keep me down as long as he did. But you know. Thank you, guys.
Keep in touch.
First question.
Right over here, Stipe. Congratulations on the win. Fantastic performance. Not many people have been able to take a Francis Ngannou punch and really talk about the tail later on that night. So, what was it like? Did it live up to the hype that everybody was giving it?
Oh, definitely. It's hard. I mean, there's no question. Do you want to get hit by? Do you want to get hit by him?
No, that's why I went.
Exactly. It sucked. I mean, look at my eye. One punch. You know. But it was my own fault. Put myself in the lane. But listen, I hit him a lot more than he hit me, and that's why I still have the belt.
It was kind of a weird situation. You're the champion, you defended the title twice, you were the underdog, it was the Francis Ngannou show, it seemed like in a lot of people's eyes. You know, now that you won the title or retained the title, had the performance you had tonight, dominated Francis Ngannou tonight, you're about to become a dad. I mean, what is that all like? I mean, it's got to feel incredible right now, right?
It was a Stipe show tonight. It wasn't about him, it was about me. Because I'm the champ. I broke the record. I'm the best.
You seem a little fired up. One thing that a lot of people noticed was that you took the title from Dana and you handed it to the coach and had him wrap it around your waist. Can you explain the thought process there?
My dude. If he respects me, I respect him. End of story.
Hey Jim, congratulations on the performance. You've spoken several times in the past and recently in Media Day about enjoying the simplicity of your life and going back to your home and to your lawn. And as the gentleman said, you're going to be a dad soon. Can you just talk about, obviously it's an exciting moment in your life, but the fact that you're going to become a dad and going back just to your life after this?
Oh yeah, I hope it snowed a lot. Use that snow plow. So pumped. So I've been thinking about it all week. I was really pissed last time I did it because my feeling could get jammed in the chute. I kept shooting everywhere. But other than that, then I got a bunch of my buddies come over next couple of weeks, start moving stuff around, and get the bedroom set up, and then gonna have cameras everywhere because I'm almost psycho. So he touches my daughter, comes in, tries to rob my house, Even though I'm the best man on the planet, I'm weirdo.
Great job, Tim. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Stipe, we'll talk sometime about what happens when you run over the Sunday newspaper with the snowblower, because that's not fun. You'll do it eventually.
Yeah. Well, I don't get the paper.
Oh.
I go online. I'm joking.
Sorry, playing to their
I'm
people.
joking. I'm with you. I'm sorry. I'm joking. Sorry.
Hey, was the game plan, did you feel like the game plan going into this was that, you know what, I'm going to push him against the fence and I'm going to take him down as often as I need to? Was that?
Yeah, 100%. They've never been there. Why not, right? I mean, I feel like I struck him. I mean, he caught me in the first round a couple of times, but after that, I can see I took the will out of him, and that's what I do. I will take the will out of you.
I feel like a lot of people thought, you know what, the way we've seen this guy hit, he could hit anything and put the lights out. But we know you can put people's lights out too. But did you feel like as long as you got past the first round, that this thing for sure was yours for the taking?
Listen, man, I got the fighting spirit, bro. It could take a lot more to take me out. Ford Escort, Ford F-150, I don't really care. I'm gonna keep coming. All right. I mean, he's a tough dude, no question. He's got a great career out of him. Tough dude. But listen, man, I got that fighting spirit. I ain't gonna stop. Daily grind.
I know you want to enjoy this, obviously, and probably take a little bit of time off. But do you have anybody that's on your radar for what comes next.
Yeah, you know, when my daughter's born and she's like 18, starts dating. I mean, every dude that she starts talking to, smash her. You ever watch Bad Boys? Bring all my boys over, have a good time.
And I will ask you this, and as I asked DC earlier, I'm not trying to stir anything up. Dana did say on the post-fight show, you and DC is a fight that he would love to see. That may be the fan in him talking, but is that something you would ever entertain?
Listen, yeah, man. Like right now, dude, I don't care. Like I just got done with a fight like 45 minutes ago or an hour ago, whatever it was. 25 hard minutes with a tough dude. I don't really care what's going on right now. Just want to go home, see my dogs, hang out with my wife. She's put up with enough of me. You know, she's an amazing woman. I'm very lucky to have her. And just want to go home, hang out with her, and just relax. I'm not worried about that. Let me heal up. It sucks getting old, man.
Congrats,
Thanks.
Stipe, how you doing? Congratulations.
Thanks, buddy.
You had downplayed for months and this week about the record, but now that you've done it, you've accomplished it. Can you kind of reveal to us how much did it mean to you, or were you sincere in that the record doesn't really mean that much to you?
Well, now it means something to me. You know, I beat the guy that I can beat, so it made it that much sweeter. This guy's a phenom. He's 1 in a million. Blah blah blah. Well, guess what? He lost. He lost to a Midwest boy that's 40 pounds lighter than him. And I'm the greatest heavyweight. I've defended it 3 times. No one's ever done that.
Right. Did that kind of feel like going back to your high school days at East Lake North and Fleetwood State today when you were a standout wrestler? I mean, it almost felt like a wrestling match for you out there today.
Yeah, I mean, if Leg was there, I'm going to take him down. Hell yeah. Here's a big dude. You want to get by him? I don't know. I mean, look at my eye. He got me a good shot. It sucked. But no, man, I want to go out there and just do what I do. And I saw his leg, take him down, and he didn't like it. He couldn't get up. It was hard for him to get up, and I just wore him down, kept working, and that was the game plan. If I got him down, do it.
Did you feel you were going to have it looked like you had a really enormous advantage when you were going for the single leg. Did you feel like putting in preparation that this was going to be a huge advantage for you?
No, because there were so many unanswered questions about him. He's still a strong boy, and just gotta go out there and keep working. And you never know what to expect, man. It's mixed martial arts, man. It's as real as it gets. You never know. You can get ready the whole fight. And last minute, dude catches a flying hook, you're tired, boom, you're out. You just don't know.
He said that he felt he made a big mistake. He said he came at you too hard, too early, and by the 3rd round, he was gassed. Did you sense that?
I felt that in the 1st round.
You felt he was coming after you really hard?
I feel like he couldn't put him right in that 1st round. In fact, I could see it. His will was dwindling away. It was a tough dude, no question. He was really good, but I felt his will dwindling away. I could see his face. He didn't keep him, but I was still there. He was everything that he had. And definitely hurt. There's no question. It's a big dude, and we know what he do. It's almost like that Rocky versus Drago. He just get beat up in the 1st round, a couple rounds. But listen, man, he was tough, and it wouldn't matter what he did. If he didn't stay back, I still got to push the pace on him. I still got tired.
By the way, congratulations! I didn't know you were a baby girl. Congratulations!
Yes.
Did you guys come up with the name yet, or not?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go with maybe Dylan, Marie, or Isabella.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Hey, Stipe.
What's up?
3rd straight title defense, 4th title fight, but does this one feel a little sweeter considering everything that went into it?
Hell yeah. What do you think?
I think it does.
I think so too, man. What the hell? They went shit on me, dude. I was like, oh my god, you're getting knocked down the 1st round. Oh my god, he's unbelievable. Guess what? That's still mine. I ain't going nowhere.
Just want to go back to your previous answer about taking the belt and giving it to your coach. You said that guy respects me. So I'll ask you flat out, do you feel like Dana White doesn't respect you?
I don't know. I don't really care. Where's my coach at? Those dudes right there, my family. I respect them. They come with me. We go to war. No matter what happens, win, lose, or draw, that's my family. We all respect each other, no matter what the situation is.
At some point, whenever you're ready to come back, do you want to try to prepare what kind of, start to get promoted the way you think you should be promoted?
No, man, I'm keep doing what I'm doing. If it ain't fixed, don't broke it. Don't really ever. I'm tired right now. Sorry. It's like 3 in the morning. I just want to go home. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right? I don't really care. Honestly, I got so much on the plate right now. I'm so happy. A beautiful wife and a child. I don't know. Apparently, I called him out when he told me. He said he was talking about we were butting heads. I called him out on that. That's pretty funny. He said, what are you talking about?
How'd that go?
Denied it.
Last thing, you said a couple times you even tweeted. By the way, is that you tweeting? Because it was like right after the fight.
No.
You have another guy tweeting.
No, it's from the gym.
Oh, it is. All right. It's very well done.
Yeah, he's very smart.
So there's the quote, "I'm the greatest of all time."
Yeah.
You've said it a couple times. You didn't want to say it before.
No, yeah.
Is it because you just wanted to wait till the fight was over? Like, you truly believe that you're the greatest of all time?
Fuck yeah, I do. No one's ever defended it 3 times. I had the killer's row of fighters to get to it. I had a hard path to get to the title. And I had a hard path to defend the title. I had top dudes, you know. I had to fight Olasky. I had to fight in Brazil on 45,000 people. I mean, crazy. Next guy, Overeem, killer, K1 champ. He's like a ton of bricks. Next guy, JDS, who I lost to. Then I got a guy that's a phenom. Nothing's ever easy. I know fighting ain't easy, but I never had an easy road. Everything was hard. That's why I love being from Cleveland, because nothing's easy. I was ever given served.
Okay.
Congrats on the win. Ready? Thank you. Curious, you talked about your coach and that game plan. Francis even talked about how your game plan which is better than his. Can you kind of talk about what went into that? I mean, I know you have so much respect for your coaching staff, but it did seem like not only your heart and your intelligence in the ring, in the cage, but in terms of that game plan, you guys were just a little better prepared.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just me doing all the game planning. They just didn't do what I want. I'm sorry. No, yeah, the minute the fights gets, and now they're right on it. They're calling me, all right, that's what we're going to do. And so for weeks, we go over. I don't even watch film yet. For 5, 6, 7 weeks, I'll just train. Go over. Then we go on, work on his weaknesses, work on his strengths. And then about 2 weeks out, we start watching the film. And I see what I'm doing right, which actually helps me a lot, actually. I can see what I'm doing, why I'm doing it.
Fair to say that you thought you had the better game plan as well?
Oh, 100%. I hope so. I mean, I'm a champ.
And my last question, thank you again. Would you ever consider something later in 2018 with just such a big name, incredibly deserved a title match with Brock Lesnar? So many eyeballs would be on that fight.
Yeah, man. Again, you guys just don't ever stop me. Can I just go home and relax a little bit? God damn. No, I mean, yeah, I'll fight anyone, dude. I just want to go home and take it, just relax, watch some football, enjoy it, drink a beer, drink a Modelo, call it a day. That's it. I'm sorry.
Last question.
Stipe,
one question, so one. You guys mentioned one.
First of all, outside of Cleveland, we saw what an amazing reaction you had from the fans in Cleveland. But tonight was a very pro Stipe Miocic crowd in there. Could you hear them throughout the fight?
Oh yeah, Boston's awesome, man. It's a funny city, dude. Love Boston. I finally got to hang out here and enjoy it. It's a great city. I got to, train at Welch's gym. We had that amazing man right there. I mean, that boxing gym was phenomenal. His boy won tonight too, which is amazing. He's just a good dude. And just meeting the people and the food. Oh, thank God I'm a heavyweight. Thank God I'm a heavyweight. Because I ate so much good food. But yeah, I love the city. It's a great city. Amazing.
And my final question, just going back to what I asked you earlier on in the week, would you like your next fight to be back in Cleveland?
I don't know. We'll figure it out, man. Right now, like I said, just want to go home, enjoy myself. I don't really give. Well, like an onion, you have to be back later at a time, bro. But I'm just gonna go home, relax, and just enjoy myself, enjoy my wife. She's put up with me for a couple weeks. Like a raging hormonal teenager during fight camp, so it's their time to shine.
Congratulations again.
Thanks, guys. You don't have to yell at me. I'm sorry. Thank you. You good, guys? Mm-hmm.